This is the Citroen C3 Pluriel, and well, it is basically ahead of its time. This car is technically gender fluid. It can be whatever you want it to be.
The Pluriel was first hinted at the 1999 Frankfurt Motor Show, but eventually made it to production in 2003 alongside and based on the Mark 1 C3. I think Citroen done a good job too. It's certainly more stylish and interesting than the convertible Beetle, and it's definitely got more street cred than a convertible Micra.
And as we mentioned earlier, this Pluriel can change to suit whatever mood that you're in. If Sam Smith was a car, he'd be a C3 Pluriel. So there are so many options to choose from in terms of how your C3 Pluriel's appearance looks. This is of course the default position, but should you just want a little bit of wind in your Mohican, no we do. Oh. Well, that's broken. Anyway, if you could keep with me, the cloth bit of the roof goes all the way back, and that creates a sort of cabrio sort of thing. But if you wanted to go one step further, you can fold the entirety, almost, of the roof into an underfloor compartment in the boot. So I'll just demonstrate that now. In conclusion then, the C3 Pluriel is perfect for storing bodies in. If you just bear with me again, viewers, I'll tell you that these roof structures can actually be removed completely, both of them, and well, you can go full-on spider mode in your C3 Pluriel. I'm about to show you a feature that was provided by Citroen dealers at the time as a sort of gesture of goodwill, when customers really couldn't get to grips with unfolding the roof of their C3 Pluriel. This car does have that feature, so I'll demonstrate it to you now. Now this is the Cote d'Azur trim level, which means French Riviera in, well, French. But this interior is based expectedly off the Mark 1 C3, so it's a little bit more Fisher-Price than French Riviera. It does feel cheap, to say the least. Now, good points. Well, we've got these interchangeable beehive sort of style vents, which will keep me entertained for, you know, a good 6 or 7 minutes. CD player, so we score some points there. Cigarette lighter, rather familiar to the one in my Saxo, I might steal that, but no ashtray, so we do unfortunately lose points there. But despite the chintzy little bits of chrome, it does feel like a bit of a lacking interior for the sort of style of the car, but this was a cheap car back in the day. It just does feel so cheap, and look at that. Driver's sun visor doesn't stay flat to the ceiling, and well, the passenger's not off the hook either. Just flimsy, cheap French crap. And you may not have expected to hear them words out of my mouth, but it's not progress, is it? My Citroen Saxo, just saying, it's a lot more better screwed together than this. Well, from the cheap dashboards to the cheap seats, here we are in the back of the Pluriel, and well, give it its due, headroom is absolutely brilliant, and it would be even better if you worked out how to get the roof down. Legroom, however, well, this seat is set for my identical twin, who is over 6 foot, and if you can't see, then you will have to trust me, I am struggling for legroom back here. I think if he was sat in front of me and Sam Smith was sat beside me, I would feel incredibly claustrophobic in the back of this Pluriel. It's a good job Citroen designed a roof that even firefighters would struggle to get off.
Sadly, I've lost the footage from the short road test of this car, but take it from me, the Pluriel is about as capable as Sam Smith at a fun run. It's slow, sluggish and unrefined. For the love of God, just don't. It may be cheap, but was bought by people who know nothing about cars and ran on a shoestring. But there is another way of looking at the C3 Pluriel. This might cause some controversy, but I think this is going to be a bit of a future classic. All we do is moan about the French not bringing things out like they used to, and when they do, they fall flat on their face, obviously, and we still moan about it. I mean, it is a proper heap of shit though.